Let's make this a long necklace. Hey y'all, it's April. Thanks for stopping by my crazy creative life. In today's video, I am back with the September 2025 Bargain Bead Box sweater weather. So if you have not seen the unboxing, I'll go ahead and link it up here in the iCard and in the description box below. And you can go watch the unboxing. If you did watch that unboxing, I told you when I was going through it that to me it was just screaming for a long necklace. That's just all I could see whenever I was going through all of the everything. I just was seeing like the really long, you know, that you slip over your head and they hang down, you know, almost to your belly. And that's what I was seeing in my head. So I was kind of playing around earlier, and I went ahead and done 1/2 of one side. So I'm not sure what you think of that, and I'm not even sure what I think of it till I guess I get it completely done. But anyway, I thought I would make just the first side. That way it would help it to go a little bit faster. So we just need to go ahead and get started on this second side. Now, what I'm using for this is actually fishing line. It's the Zebco 12 pound because it is strong, and some of these beads are really small. And the way that I'm doing it, I'm having to put it in twice, and you'll see here in a second what I'm talking about. And so everything else I had was too thick for that, so we're using fishing line. Okay, so now to start off with, I like to keep it on the row as I'm going. I tried to measure it when I done that one. I think if you want to cut it off ahead of time, I think it's roughly 49 to 50 inches, which, let's see, what would that be in centimeters? So somewhere between 125 and 127 centimeters. But to me, it's just as easy to do right off the roll, and then that way I don't feel like I waste as much. So you're going to start here, actually. So you're going to put your little thread through, and then we're going to start beading. I did have this all straightened out, but now I've got it all messed up again. Okay, the first one is this frosted rondelle, is this crystal faceted rondelle bead in matte steel blue. The next one is the 6mm brown agate. Then we are going to do a bead cap. And then this bigger 10mm bronzite matte round bead. And then another bead cap. But make sure with the bead caps, I don't think I said it, make sure that they face opposite directions, because you're wanting that to sit on the top. Well, I'm losing my string. Well, come on. Okay, now we are doing another one of those little blue in the steel blue. Hush, bitchy. All right, and then next will be the glass barrel spacer beads in dark coral red. Next is that little gray one, which is right here. It was the 4mm Bicone bead in opaque gray. And then another one of those red barrel beads. Okay, next I've grabbed one of these real pretty, they were the 10.5mm flower bead in navy. And the fluted part that looks like it's got the 4 corners, I actually went down with that. And it will sit like that on. And it just sits like that. Okay. Then we're going to do the 6mm crystal faceted fancy cube beads in light steel blue. I'm stacking 3 of those together. Okay, next, we've got these 8mm petrified wood matte round beads, and we're going to alternate those with these 4mm mahogany obsidian round beads. Benji, you're okay. Hush. And I think I've done 4 of these, and then 3 of the mahogany. These are hard to see. Okay. Okay, after we get those on there, where are we here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, 5. 5 of those. Sorry. Okay, now, okay, it's better. We're going to do a spacer bead, which was that one. No, that was bead caps, I'm sorry. That was the spacer beads, the daisy spacer beads and the antique. Okay, and then I'm going to grab one of these real pretty blues. They almost look like what did I say the last time? Like an Aztec or something. But they were 10mm glass pattern matte round beads in slate iris blue. And I think they're beautiful. I don't know. Not sure how well that's going to show. But they're so pretty. Hopefully the pictures will show a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna grab one of these guys. Then we are grabbing, I think this was, yeah, it was the ornate pattern round toggle. No, April. That was not it. It was the 2-piece 30mm mahogany obsidian wavy flat round focal, which is, are these guys. And I need to take some alcohol to that. I think that's just a little bit of glue on there. And I forgot to get it off the other day. Okay. These are pretty, and they just feel nice. Feel good to your skin. Then we're going to go back with one of those real pretty blues again. And another spacer bead. Okay, this is getting too cluttered. I'm going to move it. You're probably saying thank you. But it was getting cluttered. That's the only thing with this fishing wire in my hands. They don't want to communicate nor cooperate. Okay, next we've got one of these 24 by 26mm glass flower bead in navy blue, which is that. There's like little gold flakes that sits on the inside and that side, but that it has more of your, like your flower veins or whatever you want to call them. More of the design is in there. Okay, so let's throw this one on here. Okay. Now, I told you all that as long as I've been with Bargain Bead Box, I'm not used to them sending like a bead mix. But they did in this kit, and I think it's really pretty. So, I'm roughly doing about 2 inches of just random. For the most part, random. I mean, there's some, if I don't want them all, well, it's kind of random, but I tried to purposely not put all the same colors together, even though I did a few. But that's what we're going to do here, is take this bead mix. So let me pull these guys out. And we will roughly do about 2 inches. I'm going to try to equal what I've got over here. Which I don't have very many big ones on that one. Okay, I think I'll take this one off, and I think that's pretty well even. All right, where are we at now? Okay, next we are going to put on, this was one of the filigrees. It was the 33mm filigree. Now the way I'm doing this, and I'm going to try to make sure, well, I'll look at it here in a second, but I'm taking, that's the front side of the filigree. You can see that kind of recesses in. And right here, well, I've hit my camera, I'm sorry. Right here, you see that little third one almost looks like holly berries. I'm going in from top down, like that. And then I'm coming behind it and pulling it up some. And then the one that's parallel to that, which is right there, we will go up it. I think I'm getting a little bit too far down on my string. Yeah, I got entirely too much right now. I'm gonna put one of my little, what do they call them, bugs? I forget what they call them things. Anyway, it clamps off the wire so you don't lose your progress. Okay, now after, okay, good. And if you see, on both of these, the string that comes up is in the back. So that way it should lay against your skin, and it should not be noticeable if you've, slipped it over your head right. Okay, next we are doing that little blue, I think they called it steel blue. I think it was 6mm rondelle. Then we're doing these little square clear ones. And we are going to alternate them. So it's a blue, clear, blue, clear, blue. Next, we are doing another bead cap, and one of those bigger, what they call it, metallic. This is the 10mm one. And see, I'm making sure that that is, the bottom is facing up, so this can set it down in it. Like that. And then the next bead cap, bottom's facing down so it can sit on top. Okay, where are we at now? Now we're going back to the red barrel bead. And I'm gonna have to pull some more of those out. And then we are doing the brown agate. What is it? 6mm. Get some of those out. So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 of the burgundy, 1, 2, 3 of this one. I probably need one more. Okie dokie. All right, now I'm going back and I'm grabbing one of those bellflower beads, the large one. So we're just gonna, the flower part down, like on that one. Then we're going to do 3 of those clear square beads. Well, they call it blue. It don't look blue to me. It looks clear. So now we're going back to the 8mm petrified wood and these 4mm mahogany. We're going to do a few of those again. And it looks like I've done 4 of those. So here we go, 1, then this mahogany. Tool. Three. And 4. Oh, that one's pretty. And it looks like after that, I topped it off with 4. Hold on, let me make sure I've got it going right here. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 of these, whatever these were. Just 6mm brown agate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now here's the tricky part. I'm going to pull my string down some until I take away majority of this excess up here. That's all I'm doing. So I'm pulling my string. Okay. Now I'm going to clip that off. Make sure I don't lose my beads. Now what you want to do, let's get these beads all the way up here to the little thing. Let me pull you out some. Okay. See, down here is your string. Remember, it's looped through that little thing. You want to bring it up and measure the length of what we got here, because we're going to shimmy it all the way back up through and then give it a little extra. So that's why I said, you know, it's like roughly 49, 50 inches, and then I still end up cutting some off anyway. So I'd rather have a little extra, I think, than come up short. And what we do, let's go ahead and turn this guy around very carefully. That's why these things come in handy. Okay, and let's get untangled here. All right, I'm moving this end completely out of the way. I don't need that. We've got our string. The string is right there. You see? That's where the string is at. What I'm doing, I'm coming back up through, making sure that the string has come through, and then we're going to go up that way. So I'm going to grab my blue. And you can see it come up through those. And now we just let it slide down. And you keep going and keep moving your string around until you have come up through every bit of this. And just make sure that your string is going straight. There we go. Sometimes, if you hold your tongue just right, hold your mouth just right, you can... I must not be holding mine right because I can't even get it through that one. But anyway, you can, you know, catch several of the beads at once, which makes it a little easier if you can. Well, I did those 3 anyway. Okay, now, next tricky part, which is not really tricky. We are at this. Make sure all that's pulled straight. Okay, mine is now. All right, so you're just going to follow the same path that you followed originally with this. Even though, no, I did it right. Okay, so we're going to go down. Get your string straight, and then flip it over, come back through and go down that top hole. Like that. And so both of these, now you might have to look at this because it does get a little tangled. Okay, they're good now. Benji, hush. Now let's move the rest of these on through. Okay, now this is the next tricky part. Let me pull you back down. Make sure everything is straight. And it is. Okay, we are going to stop with this single string. You know, the rest of those have the double string. As you see, that's the double string. Okay, there's our single strand, there's our single strand. We're going to stop right here. Because of this bellflower, it will cover what I'm getting ready to show you if you're not familiar with this technique. Okay, so take off your little bug or whatever they call it thing off of that end and put it onto this end so you don't lose what you worked so hard to get back through. Now, I'm just moving this just for only purpose is because it makes it easier for me to go through on this side. It's the only reason I moved that. Now we've got... This is all we have left, is that section right there. And again, there's one string. This is the other string coming through. And then this is the other string coming through here. Okay, on this end, I use the toggle clasp that come with the kit. And I put, there's the bottom end. here is the top end of the toggle clasp. So what I want to do is take my end of the toggle clasp, okay, and you don't go back through down the toggle clasp, because if you do, you lose everything. It's only going to have the one strand, so basically you're looping around to go back through these, just like you did down here. Where was that? Just like you did down here. You didn't go back through it. You just kind of went through, up, and then down through these. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. Okay. Make sure everything's down, and you want it snug and together, but you don't want it rigid, and I almost got that one a little bit too rigid, but I still think it'll be fine. All right, now, here is our loop, okay? So we're not going to go back through. We're going to just go around it and then go through these little brown wood looking things. They look like wood to me too. We're almost there. I tell you, I got these nails because mine had broke like right there. Oh, it hurt so bad. So I just cut all my nails down. And I used to, as a teenager, even a young adult, had beautiful nails. I don't anymore, I guess because I'm old, but well, it hurt my fingers to like scratch, or I couldn't, scratch my leg or whatever that was itching. So my daughter had got her some of these for her dance last weekend, and I thought, I'm gonna try a pair, just see what I think of them. And so I got them. I don't know, they're kind of pretty. Actually, that's about how long I used to grow my nails, but they're pretty, but yet they're almost in my way too. All right, now we're at that blue one, so let's go back down, because as of right now, it's only on one string, so we need to go back down him. Okay, now, can you see how we have met? So this string is, let me pull you back out here. Okay, so this string is down through here, all the way through here, loops around that, works its way all the way back up through here, and ends right here. This string is all the way up here, looped around this, worked its way all the way back down through here, and then now we meet. So you want to make sure, just kind of, you can grab hold of your toggle and pull to kind of tighten it. And then you can take this other string, and down here at your other end, just kind of pull, which that's pretty tight. Now again, you don't want it super duper tight because it'll go rigid. You want it flexible, but you don't want to see any string, obviously. And this, I almost got just a little bit too rigid. I think what I do is I get it right, and then when I go to tie it, my first knot, I tie it like, oof, and I think I pull everything together, and that's what I do to my bracelets too. So I've got to quit doing that. But anyway, here we go. So you're going to do it like an overhand knot, like a shoe lace. So we're going to go overhand, like you're tying your shoe. So we'll go under, and then you want to go under again. That is called a surgeon's knot. And then I like to always, let me take this off now. I like to always take this end and come back through. That way it's looped twice on each side. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this until, okay, I think I'm good now. So tight. Now let's do it again. You can do this 2 or 3 times, however you feel safe. 1, 2. It's hard to see this little fishing line, and then back through there again. And then let's give it a yank. That should be good. Okay, but you see why I decided to come here to do my meet and tie? Because where that is pretty big, that inner, or the, you know, the bellflower or whatever, it's pretty good size. It's going to hide my knot. So once you tie it, all you have to do is go in here and just clip off your extra. Don't clip your knot, obviously, but clip off your extra line. Okay. Now let's see how we are. And then, of course, that just slides in. And then it locks like that. Okay. So this is what we've got so far. Now, I think I want to do this. We'll see what it looks like. But in this kit, if you recall, it had also the large filigree. I think the other one was 33 millimeter and this one's 48. So I want to try getting some Jumprings. I have to get some small. Nope, not there. Try to find some of that color. There we go. Now, I haven't played with this yet, so I don't know for sure if it'll work. Okay, let's go ahead and open up a junk ring. Now, I'm going to try to catch it right through there, if it will. Oh, it did. Do you see where I'm at? Right in that. Right there. And now, I may only need 1 toggle clasp. And then the same spot I put the string through up there. That spot right there. The top of the 3. I'm going to slide right on it. And we'll see. I think I'm only going to need the 1 jump ring. So what do we think? I think I like that. And then, of course, it's going to match this up here. Now, as long as that holds on, and it should. Let me try it on here. It's about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches above my belly button. So it's pretty long. I'll measure and see how long it is. So from the top of the clasp to the bottom of that big filigree thing that we used, it is 21 and an eighth. So it comes right there. So 21 and 1/8, because that would be a fourth. It's about 21, so roughly 21 inches is what this necklace is. All right, so I will get some pictures, because like always, I think on videos like this, the pictures help you see it a little better. But do y'all like this? Would you wear it? I had it laid out earlier, just playing around to see what I was going to do, and I had it laid out. And my oldest came in my room, and I said, "Do you like it?" She said, "Yeah, it would be pretty on you, but I wouldn't wear it for myself." Okay, I don't know how to take that. But anyway, so maybe you all will like it. I think I'll like it because it's just fallish. And I was wanting something fall and long to put with like a sweater dress, a sweater. I mean, that would go with a lot of stuff. It might even go with a sweatshirt. But that's all for this video. I'm going to hopefully come back within the next day or two. And I'm going to have a video. I'm going to make a bracelet to match this and a pair of earrings to match this set. So, well, be on the lookout for that. But what in the world was that word? I appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight. And like I said, if you haven't watched the unboxing, go ahead and click on it if you'd like to. And that's it. So I hope you all have a blessed rest of your night or morning or afternoon, whatever time you're actually watching this. For me, it's nighttime. But I hope you all have a blessed rest of your whatever. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. Hey, if you like this video, you may want to check out my previous video or my previous series. Talk to you soon.